weeks to get to the submissions now. Okay, so let's look at just your basic Achilles lock. We'll look at it from front Ashi and outside Ashi. So 5 concepts you're going to be thinking about. So from week 1 up until now, we've been doing a variety of different sweeps and ending up in this position. We talked about when we made single leg X, this concept of making a connection the inside of my knee to the I'm not on the same leg as the one with a leg lock. I'm on the other top, lifting my hips. And when I take them down, concept 1's already there. I've made that connection. This foot's pointing towards the mat, and it's all about driving force. I want to be using Carl's hip as a platform, able to push my body back this way. I have nothing to push on here, there is no leg lock. So that's the first concept. Second concept, I can't have Carl's knee pointing up. Back in the day when we knew nothing about leg locks, we were trying to foot lock each other. Watch what happens when I put the pressure on Carl's Achilles. He can take the pressure up by raising his knee. There is no Achilles lock. So the second concept is once I've made the wedge, my free hand is going to push Carl's knee in the direction of my knees. Okay? Just out to the side. Third concept is bend in the leg. You never want Carl's, one of the defenses is called putting the boot on. Carl wants to straighten his leg and get his knee pointing up. I want to do the opposite of that. I want to smear his leg and get a bend in the leg. Third concept is have a bend in his leg. Okay. Fourth concept, the part of my arm that I put in his Achilles, it varies. For the single leg X or the front Ashi position, I prefer the sharp bit of my wrist. Okay. We're going for the Achilles. This is where you want your wrist parallel with his Achilles. Never like this. Okay. Anything cross-sectional, when Carl puts the boot on, you're halfway up the calf, and it's just uncomfortable, you're not going to get the top. You want to be right on the Achilles. That's why it's called the Achilles. That's our fourth concept. Another thing is when I lock hand to hand, again there's a variety of different grips. I just like a basic guillotine grip. Okay. Well, another sort of common mistake is people leave this elbow out, and then Carl can use that. I mean, obviously if it's gi, you can latch onto your lapel and you don't need this hand, but with no gi, you need it here. So anytime we're going for the Achilles lock, we need to make sure the supporting hand is glued to us. Last concept is we put our face on the mat and push with our feet to turn away from the car. Let's look at that again. From our position, we've done everything right, you're ending up here. So the first concept is I've made wedges. My toes pushing down, and I'm going to be pushing off of that. His knee, second concept, in the same direction as my knees. Cinch back and get a bend in the leg. That's the third concept. Fourth concept, sharp bit of my wrist underneath this Achilles. You'll find when you start putting your face on the mat, see already it looks as if I'm cross-sectional here and I'm not parallel. But whenever you start to put your face on the mat, you're right on the Achilles and you're here rather than this. Okay. So we looked at how a common counter from this position is the second card puts his hand there, freeze. This hand, forget about the Achilles lock now, finds the secondary leg. As he puts scoops over, I'm straight into it on this side. So again, second reach there, move that hand over, recover this in the earlier 90 seconds. I find the secondary leg. That gives me the ability to be able to attack the legs all the time. If you're quick, the second card puts his hand here and hasn't pushed it off, I can protect this foot by coming into the outside Ashi. So even if he does remove that bottom foot, I still have driving force where I can hit the outside Ashi Achilles. For this one, on the outside Ashi, I like to go bicep. Okay. Now, when you go wrist, just wrist to wrist, you notice even if I clamp, there's a lot of space there. So when Carl puts the boot on, he usually will get a good response from that. When you go bicep deep, it's not the same connection, but anytime I go bicep deep from there and Carl tries to put the boot on, it's just not going to happen because it's just like crushing his leg. Right? It's just down to personal preference. You know, I like from front Ashi, I like on the wrist because you're getting a sharp profile and it's on very, very quickly. With the outside Ashi, you have a little bit more driving force. I still want to bend in the knee. I still want his knee facing in my direction, but I'll punch this through, especially if Carl's trying to put the boot on. And now from there, I still like this, I don't like that. I still make that guillotine grip and it comes up for that. Sorry. And now, you see the way I'm pushing with my feet. Okay, now, if we're late, and say I'm in the outside Ashi, or this position here, and Carl does put the boot on me, so just drag across and we're on. So you want to be just thinking about all the responses and all the boots we get. Okay, so it's not that complicated. Just, yeah.